welcome to our MOMpreneur Chat. First of all, welcome to our fabulous moms on the line today. So many amazing stories. You know, our objective today is to inspire you with the stories of these amazing moms that are also entrepreneurs that have had their own adventures and struggles, but also their major wins, little wins, huge wins, and have really taken motherhood to the next level and using all the learnings of motherhood into putting that into practice into our everyday lives. And so I'm ready to dig in. We have, just so that you guys get excited about the lineup that we have today, we have Tracy Jarvis, Zurvita co-founder. Tracy, hi Tracy.
Hi Ideneth.
We have Suzy Shafer with Zurvita Giving, our nonprofit organization. Hi Suzy.
Hi Ideneth.
Megan Martin is a business coach and a friend, and she's a founder of Conquer Consulting. Hi, Megan.
Hello, hello.
Hi. And so here's the pretty amazing next three people that we have the pleasure of introducing. And these are mom entrepreneurs that are really living today, the day-to-day with our Zurvita business. And these are three unique stories. I can't wait for them to be able to share. But calling in, I think that Shannon is in the Carolinas. Shannon Duli, one-star ambassador with Zurvita. Hi, Shannon.
Hi.
And then we have Katie Simpson, presidential director. You're calling in from Florida, right?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Hi. And then, of course, the great Canada. Hi, Ruthie, all the way from Canada.
Hello. Hi, beautiful ladies.
I'm so excited to have an opportunity to be able to have some fun with you guys today. So let's dig in. Of course, we know motherhood is, wow, just the thing, right? We all talk about it. Each and every one of us have our own experience on how we arrived to motherhood. We thought we knew what it was before, and I'm sure you can all agree, head nod, that it definitely shocked us, right? In the waves when we now really know what motherhood is, probably beyond our expectations, what we thought it would be, and sometimes beyond our expectations of what we thought it would be. So, lots of stories here today. I know my adventure in motherhood started October 21st, 2015. Victoria was born. I never dreamt of becoming a mom, really never. My dad to this day can't believe I'm a mom. Now I'm a mom of two. He says, I never really imagined you being a mom. Even when I wish that my wildest dreams was when I was doing something not good, he'd be like, I don't wish you anything except for kids of your own one day. And I see that that's so true. I wish that to my kids sometimes too. And so, you know, motherhood definitely for me has been such a blessing in disguise. It's also been an adventure. The 4 years I've been in it, but all of you have such a unique experience. You know, on this line today, we have some of you came into motherhood by marriage. Others came into motherhood by foster parenting. Others by, you know, the struggles of miscarriages and having to really come together. Others by adoption. Others by really coming together and understanding what that became. And regardless of how we got here, we're here. And the blessings and the treasures that we take to others are really ours. So I want to dig in and just quickly go to Tracy. So Tracy, putting you on the spot, your path to motherhood was not the average. Marking, you have 7 children, and you married into motherhood basically, right? You immediately became a stepmom before you became a mom of your own. So how did you maneuver that? While you were doing that, you were also running your own home-based business. So an entrepreneur, now a stepmom, soon to be a mom. How did that, tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, unlike your story, Ideneth, I did grow up always wanting to be a mom, have a big family. I grew up, it was just my brother and I dreamed of a big family. And, I would say, be careful what you wish for. And I did get that. So, Mark did have 4 children, and I knew that when we were going to get married, all along the way that I was marrying the whole package. When you marry somebody who already has children, it is the whole package. And that was my heart. Again, I'd always wanted to be a mom. So, they were, older, a middle school, high school at that time. And, but what a blessing. I mean, I can't even imagine life without them all. Our family is so close. And now Mark and I have 3 children, so 7 all together. And I was never a believer in the whole step mom, step kid thing. They're mine. I always say that, not that I took the place of their mother by any stretch of the imagination, but I just believed we were family from the get-go, and just, started that bond immediately. And so, but yes, built my business, while having kids, while having the others in middle school, high school, all of that. And I can just tell you, building this business with toddlers is interesting. I have stories of me running from them while on a conference call, them chasing me, and I had to stay far enough ahead where everybody couldn't hear them screaming, "Mom," or whatever they were wanting, or, hiding in a closet while trying to, get that call done before taking care of them or whatnot. But, what a blessing. Being an entrepreneur or working from home while you're raising your kids, because you get to be there with them for all the amazing times, yet still, as a woman who wants to work, have that experience and that fulfillment as well. So I was able to have both, which was pretty amazing.
Love it. So today, you co-founded 12 years ago, you co-founded Zurvita. Why was it so important to you, 12, now into the 12 years ago, why was it so important to you to start your own company, to give to other women that opportunity to be able to have that freedom and be an entrepreneur while still being a mom as top priority? How you maneuvered that?
Well, interesting. Mark and I have been in this industry now for 30 plus years, which is crazy to think. And, the majority, for 20 years was in the field building. And obviously we believed that Zurvita was a calling. God called Mark to start it and us to really create a company that would be special, that would offer people an opportunity to call home. I mean, this industry absolutely changed my life. Again, gave me the opportunity with my kids, all of that, but gives us the opportunity to nurture and to love and to show people who are looking for a better way. I come, to this industry without a college degree, without the experience, yet was able to build an incredibly successful business, be a mom and work, do it all. And it was amazing. And to be able to provide that and provide a company that's a safe place for women, especially, and moms, that just want that opportunity to feel fulfilled, to provide for their families, to help out. What an amazing way. And we've been able to do that at Zurvita in a great way, and to minister and to love on, obviously, our 3 founding principles, just line it all up. And it is a place where I believe women, do thrive and feel welcomed and loved and feel like they're a part of a community that, they can be in and really do what they want to do, what their dreams are.
Thank you, Tracy. You said something, and I want to go to Megan with something that you said, which is, be able to have a business, to be a mom, to start really trying to have it all, right? And Megan, you have had a different kind of adventure too. You're a career woman, former network marketing leader, a mom, now an entrepreneur. You started your own firm, so congratulations.
Thank you.
That takes a lot of guts, right, to be able to do that. And you've lived a lot of facets of your life as a mom. What has that meant to you? Can we have it all? And how does that really impact what we do on a day-to-day basis as moms or as, entrepreneurs?
Yeah. So first, I just want to thank you for inviting me to come onto the call with all of you today. Ideneth and I have been working together for a few months, and she had mentioned it, and I said, I want to be a part of it. I love being a mom entrepreneur. So I would love to get to hear the stories and share mine as well. But as I was reflecting on it this morning, I was really thinking about how transitional my professional life has been, and what does that mean as a mom? My two little ones are 9 and 11 now. My son's birthday was actually just a couple days ago. And for me, it's about living through that journey with full authenticity for them to grow from. One of the core beliefs that I have and that I really encourage my business clients to live by is understanding their values, understanding what's important to them, and then really living your life, working your business, parenting within those values. And to me as a mom, in living it that way is showing my kids that they can do that too. That whatever they value, whatever their strengths are, that they can authentically then live inside those, even if it doesn't look like what maybe society has said it should look like, or what they planned one day looks completely different 5 years from now. Within my story, it all starts when I was a child. I'm actually one of 4 daughters, and by very many years younger. So my 3 sisters are all 12, 10, and 8 years older than me. I was not an accident. I was the last chance for a boy, my mom says. But I was a planner when I watched them. One sister did this, one sister did that. So then I knew, okay, this is what Megan's going to do. And I'm actually a pharmacist by schooling. So I have my doctor in pharmacy, was a pharmacist for about a decade. And Lainey was 9 months old. And I was ready to get out of the pharmacy. I was ready to start my more ambitious career journey. And so, yeah, like all through it, they were growing up in it with me. And as I stretched myself, as I really tried to grow into what I wanted to be, they were right alongside me. So I rose into my pharmacy leadership career and really just loved the kind of coaching and mentoring part of it. That was always my favorite part. Started a network marketing business and worked my way to the top leadership level within the organization I was a part of. That allowed me to step out of pharmacy completely, got very involved in our community, in our church, in the kids' school, loved all of those pieces, and then just really felt a calling to help other professionals do what they wanted to do, find what they were passionate about, and then help them walk that path to move forward towards that. And that's where my business, Conquer Consulting, was born. So just really helping any individual within whatever their industry is, be able to rise to those goals that they want to set. And just showing my kids while I'm doing it, that they can do that too. That's really what I think, as I was reflecting on it, is to me the end state, is letting them know that it's okay. You choose at 18 years old, when you're so wise that you want to go into something X, Y, and Z, and then you decide when you're 27 years old later, I totally don't want to do that anymore. Then that wasn't what I wanted to do at all. It's okay. It's okay. You can make those transitions and be brave and step into that. So yeah, I guess leading by example, I would say.
I love that. And I love that you said, motherhood through transitions, because we all have had those transitions in lives, right? My personal story, I started in the network marketing industry fresh out of high school. And I remember recruiting and inviting people that were moms to the meetings or to the parties. And I didn't get it because they didn't have a sitter, or had to bring the kids, or they didn't have time, or they didn't call back as quickly as I could. And now that I am a mom, I understand what it means that I haven't answered your text or your call in 3 hours, because I am doing dinner and trying to get this kid to stay on the chair, and changing the TV, and all these other things that we're trying to accomplish. And man, do we wear so many hats and do it good, right? Ruthie, I want to go to you, and you're kind of giggling and smiling because I know we bonded over toddler time. And you know, you mentioned that one of your whys to get into becoming an entrepreneur and having your own business with Zurvita was to be there, to be present, right? You loved your career, but you wanted to be able to be present. Tell us a little bit about your journey as a new mom, and what that has been for you.
Yeah, hi. Thank you for this opportunity for inviting me here. At first, I'm very nervous because I'm not really good in speaking English, but I'm gonna try. So yes, prior to Zurvita, I am a laboratory technician. So I am originated in Philippines. So I graduated as chemical engineer in Philippines. But when I came to Canada, I started as a foreign worker. And then I have a full-time job as laboratory technician for oil and gas. And when I came here 9 years ago, I'm still single, and I joined the church, and I joined the music ministry and everything like that. And then suddenly I meet my husband. We dated for 2 months, and then we get married, and everything, like, it's happened so fast. And then I have like different culture, right? He is Canadian, and I don't know how to speak English and everything like that. So, and then we had a kid, and it's such a blessing for me to know Zurvita from my coworker, and it happens, and my turning point in my life, why I want to have a business of my own, like my online business, so that I can earn extra money. I don't have any experience when it comes to network marketing, selling, and everything like that. But my biggest why and my turning point is when I had my son Laurent. I need to work as a laboratory technician 8 hours to 10 hours a day. And also my husband is so busy, you know, we bought a new house and everything like that. So we are struggling finances, and especially my dream is to become a mom, and I want to be a stay-home mom because I love taking care of the kids. And it's always devastating for me every time I drop my son in daycare. He's the one who gonna drop there first, and he is the one who is the last kid to be picked up. So every time I drop my kids in there, it's always like breaking moment for me that somebody is taking care of my kid, especially here in North America. I don't get any help. My mother is in the Philippines. She's also old, so I cannot get any help from here. And my mother-in-law is from Quebec, so we're really too far, right? So I told my coworker, "Oh, you need to try this one. What is that? It's a drink. It's really good." It's like, I didn't even try the zeal yet, but I said, "Can I make money from this?" And I said, "Yes, but you didn't try the zeal yet." It's like, "It's okay. If I can make my extra money from this, and then I'm gonna join the business." I said, "You need to try the product first," because my coworker is the biggest fan on, this is just like the product itself. But can you explain to me the business opportunity? Because all I want is an extra $200 so I can send it to Philippines to support my family there, and I can stay home mom. That's the goal. But it's a really blessing because I also praying for this opportunity because I want to serve other people too, because I'm in the music ministry. But when I get married, change my life changed. And when I Google it, what's the name of the company, and said Zurvita. So I didn't So I just Google it, and then it pops out the 3 principles of the company, which is number 1 is to glorify God. And I was like, what is this company? Is this my prayer? So I feel like a goosebump. And then I Google again who's the owner, and then it pops out Mark and Tracy Jarvis. They have this video, helping people with a flood. I think it's in Puerto Rico or something like that. There's a flood, and then they put a music ministry. There's a ministry, and I was like, wow, this is really. And I told my coworker, I'm in. Can you just go on our house so I can start the business and everything like that? And I'm so blessed because I fell in love with the zeal. It's give me energy, and it's kind of funny, Ideneth, because recently my husband is asking me, how's your family way back in Philippines, because maybe they need an extra money because of this COVID, right? Because I have as extra money I can give them. It's like, no, don't worry about it, because I already sent money to them. Like, where did you get the money? You didn't even have a meeting in Zurvita. I didn't see you going to the meeting, everything like that. And I said, we have the money because we had the residual income from the Zurvita. And I feel like I'm so blessed, because if I didn't decided to join the business 2.5 years ago, then maybe I cannot help my family way back, right? But because of Zurvita, I'm really blessed, because I feel like a stay-home mom, I don't have a job, just taking care of the kids. I feel like I am worth it, right? I can contribute some, food in the table. And even though, we're going to the mall, strolling to the mall, or my son wants a toy, I have a money, right? I have a money. I'm not gonna ask for somebody to give me money because I don't have a money. So I'm so proud and I'm so blessed. And I think God is a gift, I think that God is calling me for this, and he wants me to share this opportunity to others. So I'm very, very passionate, because yeah, I love the culture, I love the company, I love everything. So I believe that it is God's given company. So thank you.
Thank you, Ruthie. While you're telling your story, you're like making our hearts melt. And all I can think about is how brave you were, right? To push through, to believe in the possibilities of really going and being able to search what you wanted. And so congratulations, because just 4 months ago, you were able to close that chapter on that other job. And now you are a full-time stay-at-home mom that is an entrepreneur as well. And we're so proud of you. If you're in the Zurvita family, you have to check out our Zurvita pledge. Ruthie does workouts with the kids. It's very inspiring how she continues to stay fit and to continue to build healthy habits every day, and still being able to, run around with the kids and have that fun and fulfill those dreams. So just how inspiring, especially being able to serve others. Talking about serving others, Suzy, I want to go to you. You head over our nonprofit, Zurvita Giving. You've had your own journey through motherhood, but you're in a new stage now as an empty nester. So tell us about, how does it feel now to be in this new stage as an empty nester? What are you learning? And then how can you apply that to what we do every day?
I think for one, when I came to the point of being an empty nester, it was a shock. It was one of those things that people tell you, be careful, because when you come to the end, you need to have something set up. Well, I thought I had. I thought, oh, no, not me. I'm always active, always doing something, always involved, have tons of friends. So when Summer went off to school and Waverly went into the workforce, it was like, what am I doing? Where's my day going? Because all my friends were still homeschooling, or half of them were. The other half went back to work. I was kind of in a place where Jay didn't want me to go back to work because he was traveling. He wanted me to go with him. I wanted to go with him. But then I'm traveling and I'm waking up in a hotel room with nothing to do, just like I was at home. So it was a big transition for me, huge. It was one where I cried. I would wake up and cry and think, what am I going to do with my life? I'm surely God's not done with me yet. And so as Jay and I talked, and we talked with Mark and Tracy also about where's my place? You know, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I sat with people within, and nothing really clicked until Zurvita Giving. And then it was like, oh my goodness, all these years of just pouring into your children and giving, and this is what I want to do. This would be so fulfilling, so fun, and it doesn't have anything to do with, you know, the paperwork process. I am an organized person, but the paperwork is not me. I'm a hands-on, gotta do. So when the opportunity came up for that, I got super excited about it. And I think just getting it off the ground, it took a while, you know, just to kind of get our feet wet, to walk in that way. But now I feel so good because it's almost like the whole company has rallied around it. So it's been, I don't know, this has been a great experience, heading towards building a house with Habitat, making masks, making different things as the needs come up, has been very exciting.
So I love it because somehow you have found a way to fill the void by serving others, which is a lot of what moms do all the time anyway. So you're still kind of like in a motherhood role, right, to this new baby that's our nonprofit. I want to go to and think about serving, and I want to bring into the conversation Katie. Katie, your journey to motherhood has been a lot about serving others, and you immediately knew you wanted to be a mom. You came about that a different way than probably all of us on the line, and I'd love for you to share a little bit about your journey and what that has meant for you and your family, along with building a business.
Yeah, so I knew since I was very young that I wanted to be a mom. I came from a big family. I knew that I wanted to adopt, and so when we got older, Dave was all on board, loved that idea. We met my son Kathan through foster care, and he was 7 at the time. The adoption process was so beautiful, so amazing, exactly what I knew. This was how we wanted to grow our family completely. This was it. So we started Zurvita. We did build like a part-time income. We had a car program at the time. We got the car. So it was a great extra. We ended up moving to Florida. And at that time, we opened our home back up for foster care. I was also in grad school at the time, and we went from 1 to 5 kids in less than a year, ages 17 and a half to 5, therapeutic foster care. So for the following 4 years, it was all hands on deck. We were in this beautiful chaos of trauma and breakthroughs. I can get emotional thinking about it because it was the most magical time of my life. And now they're amazing. All my kids are adopted and they're mine. But had we not had this side income, this side gig to support us, I don't think that we would have been able to build our family the way we did, because Dave was able to be part-time and I was able to be part-time, and we were full-time parents. And that's what our family absolutely needed. And so I love this industry. It has saved us, what I would consider saved us multiple times, because of this side income that you can't get anywhere else.
You talked about 2 things. You and I talked about 2 lessons that you believe motherhood has given you through your children. And those were the lessons of rejection and failure. And I want you to talk to us a little bit about that, because it really impacted me when we talked. And as the days went by, I was like, oh my God, this is wisdom at his best. This is so true. Tell us about what you mean by that, Katie.
So from my experience, one thing I think every mom feels at times like you're failing or you're on the wrong track or something not going quite right. And so you have this realization, I think, as a mom, because you'll never give up as a mom. Your kids are your kids. So you come through it. So you know that it's okay to fail, because as long as your intention is right, you can't mess it up. If your intention and your heart's in the right place, you're going to break through. And the other thing I think of is, I guess things don't have to be perfect. Obviously, I'm nervous as heck getting up here and just talking. Half the time we make a mess of things and we just keep going.
Yeah, but and it's the reality, right? I love when you were sharing about your son who has that entrepreneurial spirit within him, and he's trying to find ways about how he can make some money. And so seeing, and going back to what Megan said earlier, you know, that leading by example, and that being a role model for your kids is definitely what you're showing, because he's not afraid to go out. You were mentioning that he wasn't afraid to go door to door, offering his services. This is a kid, and he would get no's and he would be fine. And you're like, how is he fine?
Yeah, he would go door to door to just do yard work and to try and find ways to get money. And so he went through, and I think he went to 2 or 3 doors, and they all just said no. And he was like, well, that's okay. There's 500 houses here. So even if I get 5 people to say yes, I'll be really busy. So I'm just like, oh my God, like he knows the numbers game already.
Yeah. What a lesson. And just to close out, and on you, Katie, the one thing that when I asked you, you know, what would be the one thing that you would tell mom, you said you really took on new habits that fulfilled you as a women person first. And that's very important, because sometimes as moms, we put everybody first but ourselves, without thinking about, hey, if we're not okay, nobody's going to be okay, right? And so tell us a little bit about how you took on running, and then you are now training for the Ironman?
Yes. So yeah, so what I loved about you putting this together was you had said that different people's stories, because I was so nervous, and you were like, your story will touch somebody. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because when I was like 17, I read this story about this lady who didn't start running until she was 50 years old. And by the time she was 83, she had done an ultra marathon, and she was like, of course, first in her age group and things like that. She was amazing. So I remember thinking at that time, like, well, she didn't start till she was 50. If I start now, I can't be any worse off than she was. So that's what got me starting running. And then yes, I signed up for my first Ironman. Still in the works on when it's going to happen, because it was supposed to happen in June and it got canceled. So we're still hoping that something else will pop up. But the point to that is everyone's stories matter, and we can all find. Another piece is find stuff that makes you feel more than just. I've seen a lot of people get in a niche of one thing, and I did for a little while with my kids and stuff, and you have to be where you have to be. But if you can find time to make other time for yourself, I don't know, I think it works better.
You did. You do know, girl. You hit it. You definitely did hit on it. I love that. Shannon, finally, I'd love for you to tell us about, you know, managing time and finding balance, because when you started your journey, you were already a mom of 2, you were a full-time teacher, and you were, you know, in a new situation where you kind of wanted to build this business, plus you were trying to start a new family. So how did you find the time to do all of this? And tell us a little bit about your journey.
Sure. Well, Andy and I met 20 years ago, and he walked into a ready-made family. So, you know, things were an adjustment there. But yeah, I was teaching full time, and we started this business because we just had a dream. You know, I love children and I love teaching them, but I wanted to be with my children. And so the desire to stay home was great and to do something better for our family. So I just had to scratch out the time. During school, on breaks, on lunch breaks, I would go to my car and prospect and call. I just did what I had to do to help our family. And some things had to be pushed aside, like we got rid of our TV. And we didn't have a TV for years because that was a time waster for us. So anything that threatened our dreams, we got rid of. And we stayed laser focused in that. So we just had to scratch out all the time. And we got our family on board. We got the girls on board. This is what we want to do. These are our dreams. Help us realize that we're going to have to be working and make some calls, and we're going to have to take time away. But we'll take a vacation. And that's exactly what happened.
And so I love that, because really trying to understand and balance and manage time so there's no excuses is what you're saying basically, right? If you don't have time, you make time. If there's distractions, you remove them. But if you really want to go for something, motherhood is not an excuse, but more of a reason to really achieve what you want to achieve. Yeah. And so you mentioned in our interview that Zurvita, your business, gave you and Andy the ability to become parents. And I'd love for you to share from your heart, what do you mean by that? Because so many people out there, even watching this video, is waiting for something like that. They're looking, and they might not think about how a business opportunity like this could give them what they most treasure and want.
Well, okay. So, like I said, 20 years ago, Andy and I met and married, and my first two girls came from a previous marriage, and I thought I was done having children. So my tubes were tied. I was done, but then comes Andy, and at first it was no big deal. We knew we wanted to have kids. Oh, we'll just untie the tubes. Yeah, that's expensive. That was always kind of on the back burner. And as our side business grew and we were able to make more income, it became a reality. So 4 years ago, we started trying to have children. And because of Zurvita, sorry, it's fresh. Because of Zurvita, we have 2 twins. And I thought I was going to do this without crying. But, we went through 4 years of surgery, procedures, IVF, and wondering if it was really going to become a reality. A lot of heartache and stuff with that. While I was pregnant, it turned out to be quite a high-risk pregnancy. So I spent a month in the hospital where Andy was able to stop what he was doing, limit his work, and come sit with me every day. And then, of course, the twins were 6 weeks early, and then go to the NICU. But all the while, our residual was coming in, and we were able to build the business on our time. And so Zurvita has been a true blessing for us, that it has given us the opportunity to expand this family. So sorry for the tears.
Virtual hugs, Shannon. Wow. I mean, what a story, because talk about persistency, talk about being patient and, obedient to following your dreams, and to really giving to others, not even knowing what's it going to take for you to be able to get what you want, right? But persisting. I think as moms, one of the most important things is that we just never give up. Especially on our children or our dreams, right? We really don't. If there's something that we have, we're like the dog with the bone, right? We don't give up until we get it. This has been pretty amazing. I'm gonna do a fire round, and I wanna go back to each of you quickly, and I wanna go back to Tracy. And Tracy, now, final words. You're a leader within your own. You inspire thousands of people with your story and with birthing Zurvita, right? What is it that moms can take away from your experience to put into action?
Well, Ideneth, I tell you, the thing I kept thinking about when all this was going on is the one thing that I have learned through being a mother, through all these years of, working in this industry, is truly enjoy every season. No matter what it is, you've got to enjoy it because they are fleeting. They do go, and we can't change it, right? So for those of you with toddlers, enjoy it because that too will go. And when yours are older, you'll wish they were younger again. But then again, something, that was said on here as well, and we totally always did, was include your kids in everything you do. Whether Mark and I were doing business or ministry, we never asked our kids to stay out of the room or any of that. They were always a part of it, so they felt a part. So as moms, we're strong, we're smart, we're capable. God created us to help and to be a big part of growing our families and helping our families. So I'm glad we can do that in Zurvita.
For sure. Suzy, you always keep it fun. So, you always keep it fun in every step of the way. You're always laughing and giggling. And as moms, we have to stay focused, but always lighthearted so that we enjoy the moments and we just don't lose them, right? So a tip that you can give us to really stay present and enjoy those little things, even when they're not as fun?
I think you have to laugh at yourself. I mean, to me, we do the craziest things. There were times when I thought my kids are going to be in counseling for the rest of their lives. But then you have to laugh at yourself like, oh my goodness, look what my mom did. No one's perfect. And we have to remember that and to laugh at those things. I used to laugh at some of the things that I would say to my kids. And they would just look at me and they would start giggling and laughing. And we would all end up, I don't know, just rolling on the floor. But yeah, I think keeping it fun, keeping it lighthearted, because really the tough parts when you're going through them are very, very hard, but you do come out of them and then you learn from what you went through.
I love that. And I will never forget your tip to get my kids during this time to run around 10 times around the house right before nap time. And it works. So Ruthie, it works. You can try that too.
I will.
Ruthie, final words, keep on braving. And we're just so proud of everything that you've been able to reach.
Yeah, my final word is, being a mom is not an easy task. It's a 24/7, no day off, no paycheck and everything like that. But at the end of the day, it's worth it because at the end of the day, when they are sleeping, those precious moments that, wow, like, I raised those kids, they've been growing, and then there's a tough day and there's a easy days, and when you go back on that tough days, that wow, you're an achiever, right? You're a super mom, right? So to all mom out there, love your kids because they are a gift, and if you have a dream, chase your dream, because I didn't even know that I can be an entrepreneur. I can be, I can earn extra money, but if you had the dream and you have that wise, then you can achieve it no matter what. So keep chasing your dream and keep going, because don't ever tell yourself that you cannot make it, or you cannot do it because I'm not good in that. No, God give you a gift to do it, and everyone has a gift. So chase that dream, and you can achieve whatever you wanna achieve.
I love it. Thank you, Ruthie. Megan, if you could go back in time before Luca was born and give yourself, future new mom, a piece of advice, what would that be?
I think I'd go back even farther, because it started even at an earlier age, but I would tell myself, put away the plan and just get ready to pivot proudly, because that is such a big lesson. I think even as moms, right, we have to embrace that it doesn't matter what we thought it was going to look like and how we thought it was going to go. Chances are it's not going to look anything like that. And you're going to have to be ready to adjust. And so that's what I would just tell myself. Go with the flow and get ready for the ride.
I love it. Katie, what you got for us? Miss Iron Man.
Yeah, no, I think understanding that moms are the emotional managers of the houses and the culture setters of the homes, but we don't have to be perfect to get things done well. I think that would be my biggest takeaway.
I love it. Shannon.
Yeah, well, time is gonna pass anyhow. So make your kids and your family your top priority. And in that, I mean, make them the reason you're doing this business, whether it's part-time, which is great, or whether it can become full-time. Make that the priority so that you dream together and don't give up on that dream. That is my biggest thing. I mean, we have achieved so much because we didn't give up on dreams. So just don't give up on dreams. Give yourself a schedule. Give yourself grace.
Love that. I got that advice pretty recently too. And I think if I can close with just what I've learned as a mom too is I've learned a lot of empathy. I think that motherhood really allows us to understand things from more like a lower point of view, and it really allows us to watch things unfold from our kids' eyes and in their shoes and from a different vantage point, and really understanding of being more sensitive, of really understanding others, of really fighting for what we want to do and want to accomplish, and not settling, right? So with that, I just want to say, wow, what a bunch of stories, amazing, inspiring, just the perfect past couple minutes we've spent together. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining me today with sharing a piece of your heart. I know it took a lot getting out of our comfort zones, and we recognize that. So kudos to you, because you'll always remember this day, and you will have touched God knows how many lives and people by coming out of that comfort zone and by sharing what you have learned. And so I can't thank you enough. I'm touched, inspired. And I want to say, you know, if you are looking for that opportunity, if you did hear about something today that warmed your heart, you know, Zurvita is an opportunity for you, and we cannot wait to welcome you to our family. More than anything, we are a family, we're a community. We support each other, we help each other grow and go up, and we want to be able to continue that mission for a lot more people. So feel free to join us, check out in the comments, leave us your love, and thank you again to these brave, amazing women that shared with us today.